Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Carlise. If you're new, thank you for coming. If you're a returner, thank you for coming back. If you're new, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can always stay up to date with me on any information. So as the title says, this will be a nursing update. I am in my last semester of nursing school. Today is currently December 3rd, filming at night, because I thought, why not? And I graduate on the 17th of December, but my pinning is the 16th of December. So technically, your girl only has 13 more days and we are done. So I'm super excited. Super excited. So many things planned. Make sure you subscribe because I will be filming my capping ceremony. I will be filming my graduation ceremony as well as my graduation party from nursing school. So all that will be vlogged. I will have footage from those things. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a moment because this is exciting. So I just kind of wanted to update you guys. I know the last nursing school related video I uploaded was the first week of the semester. And it kind of basically, I'll leave it in the description up above, but in the cards, but I know that I had basically said something along the lines of, I think I talked about the classes that I was taking and what I thought they were going to be like, but I've taken them and I've passed them. So I'll be able to tell you what it really was like in my last semester versus what I thought it would be, and how I overcame one of the hardest struggles in life. So let's jump into it. So if you don't know, I'm in nursing school and I'll be graduating again in 13 days. But no, on a serious note, this last semester I had two classes. One was a 9 credit hour and the other one was a 2 credit hour class. The 9 credit hour was nursing, and it was like a number, and it was acute conditions, I believe the name of the course was. So it was kind of your med surge too, if you will. And the second class, that was the 2-hour credit, was the nursing transition to practice course, and that basically was a course where it transitioned us to practice. So I'll go with the easier of the two. 231 2 hours, that is the one I'm technically still in, if you will, because we had, for that class was supposed to meet, and I think I talked about this in the videos, class was supposed to meet Mondays and Tuesdays, I believe, after class for an hour and 50 minutes after the first week. Basically on the first day, the teacher was like, yeah, we're not going to meet in class. Everything's going to be online that you need to do, because the course, as far as the grading, the only things that were graded for 231, which is the transition to practice class, was our annotated bibliography, which was due today at 3 p.m. So that just got done, and it was on a topic of our choice. So an annotated bibliography, 2 discussion board posts that were due earlier in the semester, and I got a 100 on both of those. Our senior symposium project, which I got a 100 on all 3 parts of that project in itself. Symposium, annotated bib. Sorry, I keep looking down, trying to think. We had ATI exams in that one. So we had an ATI Pharm, and we had an ATI Med Surge, and we had an ATI Predictor. So I've taken the ATI Pharm, I took the ATI Med Surge. I'm going to be taking the ATI Comprehensive Predictor exam tomorrow. And then I feel like I'm missing, and then the last thing in that class was ATI templates. So I'm pretty much done with that class, almost. Like I said, annotated bib was due 3 p.m. today, so I'll get that graded soon. And then ATI templates are due next Monday, when we're going to be having our first day of ATI review. But I've already done those templates, so I'm kind of done with that course, if you will. The other class, which was the Med-Surg 2, that class finished 2-3 weeks ago, I would say, because you had to successfully complete that course before you could begin practicum, and I'm in my practicum stage, so I passed the course. But let me tell you, it gave me a run for my money. First of all, 9 credit hours, that is a lot that involves, because I think there's some like system where you're supposed to study an hour plus however many credit hours the exam or the course is, plus something else. Like basically you should be studying a lot for a 9 credit exam. And although the 231 transition to practice class was online and nothing was really due in the beginning part, but like 2 discussion boards, still I feel like all of my time was completely gone to the Med-Surg class. So we had 5 exams in that class, no quizzes, no extra assignments. It was strictly those 5 tests and your final, and that was it. Nothing else in that class. So it was strictly all test. Which I'm not a great test taker, especially nursing exams, and so it was a bit more rough for me, and I will explain in a little bit what I mean. But our first unit was respiratory, our second unit was cardiac, third was renal and urinary, fourth was neuro, and the fifth was GI and endocrine. I think I said that right. And burns, and then our final was obviously comprehensive. So on the first one, I'm not going to go into detail on what each unit was because it varies from school to school, but on the first one, respiratory, I had got a 74. And background, my school, you have to have an 80 to pass the course, and they do round, so you need to have at least a 79.5 to be successful in the course. So I had a 74 respiratory exam, and that was the first one. So I was like, okay, you know, we're getting things moving. We had 3 different teachers, so that was like teacher 1, if you will. So I was like, okay, 74, we're just gonna work. First test, okay, we're gonna work at it. Second test was with teacher number 2, and that was cardiac, and I got an 80 on it, so my average had went up to 78, and I was feeling better because I was a little bit more closer to the passing line than the first exam. Here comes the jaw-dropping, make or break, bust a move deal, because now we're in exam 3. This is the 3rd instructor of the class, so I don't know their style on the exam or what to look for, and we're at midterms. So this is very critical because literally the last 2 exams and the final were like within this time span of 2 to 3 weeks. So everything was rush after then. So I was getting a little nervous, but I was like, I got this. I'm going to do this. I'm graduating 2019 December. I'm walking across that stage. And so test 3 was renal and GI and urinary, a little bit of urinary. And we had to self-study the GI PowerPoint, and it was 100+ pages. That's another thing. This semester, all of the PowerPoints were like 100+ pages, and it's like 5 PowerPoints in 1 unit plus 100 pages. Like, it's so much information. Literally, this semester was literally the test of streamlining what you need to know and what's a nice to know. And that's like the biggest takeaway I could say. It was rough. And so we had like the other renal PowerPoints, and then we had the GI PowerPoint. It was self-study, and from previous exams and classes with other instructors, whatever was like a self-study PowerPoint, that's usually the one that had the most questions on the exam. So me and most of my classmates had geared ourselves for that. She's about to hit us with this GI to see, did we actually study the PowerPoint? And got to the exam. Don't get me wrong, I studied renal too, but self-study, I was really pushing it because I'm teaching myself and I need to make sure I know what I know for the exam. Got to the exam, there were literally like 5 to 8 questions. Am I ashy? I just washed my hands, so I could low-key be ashy. Excuse that. But yeah, 5 to 8 questions of GI, and the rest of a 50 unit exam was renal. And I just knew it. I wanted to believe that I had done good. I knew I didn't get probably an 80, but I was hoping I would be close. And I left that exam feeling really bad because I was upset because I had studied and I had really pushed myself for GI. And it was like the 5 questions that were on GI was like appendicitis and something else that wasn't detailed. So I was really upset. I was upset with myself. I was upset with the instructor because I felt like we were tricked. Like, we literally were told to study that PowerPoint. It would be testable material and only 5 questions from 100 plus PowerPoint page. Like, how does that add up? Because in my mind, I just knew there were going to be more questions, right? So yeah, the rest were renal. And I had studied renal and I thought I knew it, but looking at the exam grade, I guess I didn't know it as well as I thought I did. So that exam, keep in mind again, respiratory 74, cardiac 80. We were climbing up the ladder, right? Got my exam grade from renal and GI 68. I remember sitting at the kitchen table and literally tears just fell down my face when I seen the 68, because it was like I had been studying, and that's my dog. I had been studying and I had been doing all of this stuff to get me to where I needed to be set for graduation. And it's like, I'm putting in the effort. I'm trying my hardest. Y'all, I am broke because I have not worked hardly ever this last semester. I'm really putting in the time, and it's like I'm not seeing the results. And I got a 68, and I was ready. I was ready for the world to end. I remember sending my friends text messages like, you know, this is it. I can't recover. Like, it was fun. Like, I really tried, but I'm not going to make it. I can't pull back from this. I cannot. And I remember because when I was at the table, I had put in grades to like try to figure out what I needed on the next exam to get me passing. And when I seen that like even a 96 on the next exam wouldn't get me passing the class, I started to panic, because as a nursing student, the most uncomfortable feeling is being borderline in the class going into finals, because finals can go 1 to 2 ways. It could be great, or it can be the worst exam of the semester. And if you're going in there on the border, you're not safe. So, and I didn't want to put myself in that situation. I really was trying to make sure I had enough cushion for anything. So, yeah, I remember crying, all those messages, like telling my friends I'm not gonna make it, and they were like, girl, you got this. You have 2 more. I had 2 more exams per se, and then we had an ATI exam. It only counted for like 3%, but that 3% matters in nursing school. So yeah, like I said, so this was at midterm break, so I was like, great, now I gotta sit with the person and tell them why I'm not passing the class and all that other stuff. And it's getting midterm time. We're getting closer and closer to what would be my end of the semester as far as classwork. And we had spring break coming up. So again, reason why I'm broke, I did not work at all during spring break. We had a whole week off. And then literally the Monday after spring break was our 4th unit exam. And so I told myself, girl, you're gonna bust this down like no one's business. You have got to get a 90 or above on the 4th exam, because we're not playing games. You are graduating December 2019. Hook or crook, there ain't no games to be played. So I really bust myself down. I mean, I did everything for the 4th exam. I was reading the book, which I know some people say to read the book, but then sometimes reading the book isn't helpful. You just got to pick your battle. But I wasn't reading, but I was skimming through the book. I was skimming through ATI. I was doing practice questions. I I found my new love. I was doing system disorder templates, which, by the way, I'm a person that I have to see the whole picture together. And I learned from hands-on stuff, and being that nursing school, you have to pass exams. Writing the system disorder templates that ATI gives you for each disorder, it really helps me to see all the different pieces and put it together for that disorder. So it took me all nursing school to find that out. So that's why I'm telling you, to help you not be like me. But yeah, I did that during spring break, and I had different system disorder templates for each unit, and I'll show you what one looks like. I'll show you what one looks like. So this is like one, because we have to do an ATI book, which I'll get into, but like this is like one of the disorder templates where, you know, it has the system disorder, and this one's glomerulonephritis, and it has like findings, medications, nursing care, client education, all that jazz. So I did that for the 4th exam. Questions, ATI, I was doing a little bit of everything. And by the grace of God, because I will tell anybody it was not me, but God saw fit that he blessed your girl with a 90. And while I wasn't passing, baby, that had brought me up to a solid 78. And I was like, you are going to rock this. Now, mind you, I wasn't feeling cocky with that 90 because, baby, I still wasn't passing. And I knew that the 5th and final exam, the 5th unit exam before the final was endocrine and burns, and I was like, that's not like something that is really, really good in. And I didn't want it to be another renal 68 exam. So I knew I needed to put myself and still study, and I couldn't celebrate just yet because that 90 did not mean everything. So because I knew what worked for that 90, I did it for the 5th exam, which was endocrine. So I did those system disorder templates. I skimmed. I did a little bit of practice questions. I didn't get a 90, but I got an 82. And so that brought me up to like a 79.5 maybe. I don't know, something like that. And then I had ATI exam. I got like a 90 or something on that. So I was like at an 80 something in the class going into the final. Again, like I say, finals can make or break you. So I knew I was not safe at all going into the final, and it was overwhelming because each unit exam was already overwhelming. So putting all 5 of them together was even more overwhelming, as you can imagine. And as you know, if you are in nursing school. So I just did my best. I tried to deep breathe, take breaths. I looked over, obviously, renal, because I was like, okay, evidently you didn't know it like you needed to know it. So I looked at GI, but I definitely was hooked over renal. I touched on respiratory, touched on cardiac, but I mainly focused on renal and respiratory just because cardiac was an 80, and I knew where I had messed up, second guessing myself. The neuro I had got a 90 on, so I was like, girl, it's in there. And then I had just taken endocrine, so I was like, I'm not going to re-stress myself over it, just brush up on it the day before, which I did. And again, on this final exam, as far as the renal GI portion of the exam, there was certainly a lot more renal questions and only like 4 or 5 GI questions. And I could tell this time going around, I was more prepared for the renal aspect. And so when I seen the renal questions, I knew exactly what to do, again, because I had done system disorder templates. That's another thing for the final exam, because I knew what had worked, and I didn't have time to do it for everything. But I went back with respiratory disorders and did the system disorder templates for that. And I did that as well for renal because I can see the big picture that way. And so I knew that I could tell on the final exam that doing those templates, I was better able and more equipped to answer the renal questions. And I felt like I was. But I will say, initially walking out that final, numerous of us were like, man, see you next semester, because it was rough. It was not a walk in the park. It was certainly nothing to be played with. And honestly, there were a lot of people on the borderline. I know I needed to, in order to make sure I kept passing the class, I needed to get in 80 on the final. I know some people who needed to get an 82. I know some who needed a 75. I know some who needed a 50. I know someone who needed an 87 to pass. I mean, literally the class, we were all over the whole semester with grades. No one was truly safe, minus like, you know, your average 5 people. No one was truly safe. There were a lot of us who were like right there on the border where it's like it can go left. And so I remember like, man, Carlise, you just need an 80. You gotta get this 80, man. Like, we did not work this hard. We didn't pull off a 90. We didn't do all this work for us to get here and not make it. And again, God saw fit. And again, what's a video of mine where my phone doesn't ring in the house? But anyhow, like I was saying, I believe I don't have the exact number in front of me and I can't remember, but I feel like I got an 80. I feel like I got an 86. I got an 86, and I'll tell you why I know I got an 86. Because like I said, I needed an 80. A friend of mine needed an 82. Another friend needed an 85. And I remember I got an 86, and the girl who needed an 85 did not get it. So she didn't pass the class. And I remember telling someone, I wish in nursing school we could share points, because being that I only needed a 79/80 to pass the class, I would have given the girl my other 6 points, because you know, we're here in our last semester of nursing school, and who doesn't want their whole class to walk across the stage with them? I can say that my class is probably one of the best classes. We've never had no drama. We've never had no issues. We've all been cohesive, loving, and we just all genuinely wanted to pass together. So I remember telling someone, like, if I could, I would have given her my points. So I felt really bad. There were 3 people, I think, out of my 28 student class who did not pass. But yeah, I passed just barely, but I passed. And honey, I'm not even worried about numbers. Yeah, I would have loved to say, oh yeah, all I needed was a 40 on the final. But baby, this has made me stronger as an individual. I can honestly say going through nursing school has given me more of a backbone. It's made me stronger and more determined to get what I want to get, because that's just how I am. So fast forward to now. Like I said, we have 13 more days until I graduate. I am in my practicum rotation. I am on yesterday was my 8th day of practicum, and we have to do 11 12-hour shifts. So I have 5 more 12-hour shifts to do of practicum, and then I'm officially done. So obviously it's about to be tight in these last 13 days because I still have 5 more practicum days to do. I still have 4, 9, 10, 11. Y'all, I can't count. 9, 10, 11. 3 more days. Yeah, it seems like a lot because I have 3 more practicum days. Excuse me. I have 3 more practicum days. We also next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday have the dreaded long all day 9 to 5 ATI review that I'm not looking forward to. So that's next Monday through Wednesday. So with that, all day 9 to 5 literally, and then 3 more days of practicum, and only having 13 days, it is on the tight side, as you can imagine, with time. That's why sorry, I just shook you guys. But like I was saying, we have ATI templates due next Monday, and so the way my school also wanted to help prepare us for NCLEX is, besides just making us go on ATI and doing the different ATI exams and stuff, they made us remediate off of them. So based on your score, you would remediate off your lowest category, your 2 lowest category, or your 3 lowest categories. And they also did that for unit exams as well. And as you can see, my grades weren't the best, so I did have to do quite a bit of remediation. But literally, I took my 3 Thanksgiving days, and I literally just knocked out all the ATI. So this is ATI from earlier in the program, but let me see if I can hold it up. This amount, as you can see, all those pages are ATI templates I had to do, and I knocked all of them out in 3 days. I took about like 2 unit exams a day to knock it out, and so I got that done because yeah, I didn't want to push myself to have to do it in these last few days, because one, it's hectic. Next Monday to Wednesday again, I'm in ATI. Next Thursday, I think I'm going to pick my grandfather. I'm going to drive to get my grandfather to bring him to graduation. The next Saturday, I have practicum. This Thursday, and then I have practicum another day next week. Like, I don't have a lot of time, basically. And I do want to enjoy these last few moments of nursing school, in a sense, and just enjoy this moment, enjoying the capping process, enjoying the graduation process, because I've certainly worked hard for it. So I just want to enjoy the moment, if you will. So I wanted to get this stuff done so I didn't have to kill myself this weekend to do it, which I'm glad I didn't, because it's a busy weekend. But yeah, I took these exams, so all these templates are due Monday, and I have them done, so that's cool. I don't have to stress about that. So that's where I'm sorry, I keep shaking you guys. That's where I'm at right now. I guess I didn't say where I'm in practicum. I am in practicum in the emergency department, and I don't know, maybe I should say it in this video, maybe I should say in the next video. I think I'll make another video of where I will be working at, because I do already have a job. Another reason why this semester was very stressful for my classmates and I was because in the beginning of the semester, my school has a partnership with the hospital, and so we were doing job interviews literally 2 weeks into school, into the semester starting, and all of us practically had jobs already offered to us by October, which was also stressful, but it was more of motivation because I did not want to disappoint my future employer by telling them, hey, yeah, I won't be working for you because I didn't pass a class. No one wants to put themselves in that situation, and so in a way, it honestly was a big motivation for me, because I was like, you gotta do this. You have a job. Many people aren't blessed like that. You have got to do it. And when you find out in the next video where I will be working at, then you'll understand why it was so important for me to make sure I secured myself in school, because the position I was blessed with is not something that any nursing grad would automatically get. And that'll just be a hint for you to keep on watching for the next video. But no, seriously, my practicum in the emergency department has been lovely. I will make that into a separate video because, boy, I have stories to tell, and I'm only in practicum. Like, just a teaser, like day 2, we had a stab victim. I've dealt with overdose patients already, inserted numerous IVs, Foleys. Like, I have been doing it in my practicum in the emergency department. So that will be another story time / video of all of those new adventures that I've been able and fortunate to experience as a student nurse still. So I'm just very excited. My graduation stuff came in like a week ago. Like my cap and gown came in a week ago. I ordered a dress from Fashion Nova that came in a week ago. We are having a party, like I said earlier in the video, so those party supplies have been coming in slowly but surely. And I will be, I think, tomorrow, because I'm doing Vlogmas, but I'm not. So I think tomorrow I will film some of those activities, like me getting some of those stuff together in tomorrow's video. But that stuff is coming in the mail. I've been getting calls from family members saying that they will be at the party and graduation, so that's exciting. There's just like a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm super excited for, super blessed, super happy, like literally seeing that 86 on the final, like literally a load was taken off. That was so ugly, but a load was taken off of me. Like, I can't express how happy I am to be done. Like, I'm in practicum and people are like, when do you graduate? I'm like, in 13 days. God is so good. I'm so done. I'm so excited. I'm ready to be a nurse. I'm just ready to learn, to explore the world. I'm ready to be in the field. I'm a hands-on individual. I love hands-on learning. I love hands-on skills. So definitely nursing school has been a struggle for me because it is a lot of book work and understanding, and being in practicum now, I understand the importance and the vitality of knowing the disorders and disease process and how things work in the system. But I can say a lot of people say you really don't start learning until you are actually a nurse, and I can see that because already in practicum I have seen the transition, how different it is from a nursing student to an actual nurse, which I can talk about that in another video if you'd like. But I've seen those discrepancies, and so I completely understand how it's hard to transition, and so I'm just ready to make that transition. My plan is to take NCLEX within a month after I graduate. I'm going to be using UWorld. I think I'm going to do like maybe another source just as a backup plan, but I am going to be purchasing UWorld within the next couple of days. I have already paid my NCLEX application fee. I've already paid the Pearson VUE application fee. So I've paid all that stuff. I'm just literally waiting to graduate and get my email with my authorization to test so I can schedule my NCLEX date. So I have all this stuff lined up. We are ready. Literally, we are ready. We are excited. We are happy. We are loving. We are joyous. We are just all of it in one. And if you were in your last semester, congratulations to you. You have made it. You are making it. If you are starting out nursing school, congratulations. Getting into nursing school is not an easy thing, but being in nursing school is not an easy thing as well. I say to people all the time, getting into nursing school is one thing. Staying in nursing school and surviving is another different struggle. And so if you are surviving nursing school, kudos to you. I understand exactly everything you are going through. You have gone through. I get it. I've been there, but you can make it because I made it. And that's what I just wanted to accomplish in this video, to let someone out there know who may be discouraged. Maybe you didn't pass your exam. Maybe you do have to retake over, but do not stop. Keep pushing. It is well worth it. The end will be there. You will see light at the tunnel. And that's all I just want to say in this video. So before I get to rambling, because I am getting excited, I'll just go ahead and end the video here, and then I'll talk more to you guys about the rest of my nursing journey and update in future videos. But as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me just talk about nothing, honestly. But thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and see you next time.